It's a hard life.
Thanks, Zoe. Hi, welcome to It's a Hard Hall Life, episode 40. Woo! And the confetti comes down. 40 episodes. Psh, psh. It's leftovers today. But check out all my glorious produce from that cool place. Isn't that awesome? So I'm using some of that today. But everybody's having leftovers. It's a snow day. The kids are home from school. Hubby's working in his office at home. So they're getting leftovers from Tuesday night when they had taquitos and burritos. So I'm making them a nice yummy plate of nachos. And I gotta say, sniffing the cheese a little now that my nose is clearing up, I was like, that smells good. And then I thought, you know what? I've got leftovers and I'm gonna make a rockin' lunch for myself. So, to them. Okay, so a few episodes back, I made stuffed mushrooms. If you haven't made that yet, I so highly recommend that little bit that I put together. It was so delicious. And I meant to make a stuffed pepper or something exciting with the leftovers the following day. Well, I'll tell you what happened. I got the little bowl with the leftover stuffing, from the stuffed mushroom. And I put it on the counter, and then I walked off to do something, and when I came back, I grabbed a spoon, and I ate it. I know that happened. Sometimes I just don't want to do a whole preparation of stuff when the ingredient is just so yummy. But I got it into my head that I had to make a stuffed pepper. So for dinner last night, I had the stuffed mushrooms again, so I had a whole new batch of leftovers. And this time, instead of a bowl with a little saran wrap, I actually sealed it in a jar. So it took a little more thought to use it. Anyhow. So here is the deal. I am going to make the filling for a stuffed pepper using some leftovers from my piñata salad Tuesday night and the filling from my stuffed mushrooms. Okay, so let's put the filling in the bowl. Now, I was going to take out my mini food processor again and chop up the vegetables in there. Don't feel like it. Kids and I just cleaned the playroom and I'm sort of done with excess cleaning, so I didn't want to do that. So I'm just chopping stuff by hand and putting it in the bowl. Okay, here's what I had left over that's going into my stuffed mushroom filling. I had a quarter of a shallot left, or half of a shallot, so I'm putting that in. You can use onion. I chopped up about 3 or 4 baby carrots. And I chopped up a full stalk of celery, but I don't know if I want that much celery in here, so I'm just going to put in about half that amount. And then I had a couple tablespoons of corn left over from the piñata salad. That's going in. Now, I had cilantro in the freezer, and somebody recently asked me about herbs, how do you make them last longer? And back when I first started making videos, I had that same question, and Myra had emailed me and said she just keeps them in the freezer. Well, I forgot all about the fact that I put my bunch of cilantro in the freezer until my YouTube subscriber asked me about it. So I pulled it out today to use it. So here's the deal. It's kind of wet when you pull it out of the freezer. It's not like a fresh, fluffy herb, but if you're putting it in something, blending it in, I don't know, I think it'll be fine. It smells great. So that wet, defrosted cilantro is going right into my mix here. Okay? Then I'm going to mix that up really, really good. Now let me talk to you about my red pepper while I'm mixing. Let me show you. Red pepper, took off the top, scooped out the inside, but here's what I did. To me, a stuffed pepper, thinking back to sad days, is stuffed with, all kinds of cooked whatever. But you cook the pepper and it's all soft and it's buttery and melty. And I wanted to have that sort of a texture. It didn't have to be, hot and melty. So here's what I did. Since I was making mushrooms for myself, I made extra marinade, equal parts lemon juice and tamari, the organic wheat-free soy sauce. And I filled up the pepper with the liquid. I put a little lid on, put it in a bowl with saran wrap, and this sat soaking with that liquid for over 24 hours. End result, squashy, or not squashy, but soft. I'm going to be able to cut this and bite it and not be like celery. It's not going to be hard like celery. So I'm really excited about that. And that's my big tip for this episode is you can soak your pepper. And I envisioned having a whole tray of these peppers ready, filled with liquid and soaking, and then stuffing them with something delicious like this to serve. I mean, how great would that be? I'm planning because there's a holiday coming up soon. And I was thinking that would look beautiful, Anywho, so let me keep mixing my stuff here. So I didn't waste the liquid that was in the cup, because then what I did was I had poured that out on top of the mushrooms. And last time when I made the mushrooms, I'm cooking their lunches too. Because, you know, they're not going to have my raw food. It looks good, but I don't care. I'm not that tempted or anything. Still doing my cleanse, you know. Okay, so I have a bed of greens that I snipped from here. How exciting is that? I tossed it with just the tiniest bit of balsamic vinegar. And you know what? I'm kind of done mixing right now. Otherwise, I think I would snip off some chard and mix that in. But I'm not going to this time because I'm done and it looks pretty with all the different things I put in. So I'm going to stuff that into my pepper. And I'm going to put it on my bed of greens. Put my little lid on. Oh my gosh, look at how awesome that looks. Can you see that? Lid off. So great. Now, let's see, snip off a piece of this. Look at that leaf. Perfect. And because there's a lot, and I just want to have some of the filling and see how it tastes. Oh, you know what I did? I cut up a little fresh parsley to sprinkle around. Just that, make a mess. Let's see, I'm going to roll this up. Look, it's almost like a dolma. I have some ideas to make dolma too, because I really like that. Look at that, nice and tight, just like a dolma. Now I could try it. I love that stuffed mushroom filling, that white pepper. Mmm, it's so good. And no towel, here's one. Use your leftovers. Be creative. And if you're like me and you have to cook foods for your family, and they seem a little tempting, just make your stuff look nicer. I'm gonna go put this on the table and pull their nachos out. Have a good day.